I'll tell you what I want, what I really want, and that is for celebrities to stop playing with my heart. If you don't know, Netflix has just released the docuseries titled Beckham that gives an insight to David's rise to fame as well as his journey throughout his life. The sports star, alongside his former pop icon wife, showcases their vulnerability as they discuss the hardest time as a couple and their way of working through it. Hello everyone, I'm Melanie with InformOverload, and today we are going to be counting down our top 10 signs David and Victoria Beckham are headed for divorce. At number 10, we have leaked marriage issues. Unfortunately, some people will do anything for a check, including leaking private information between a couple. I mean, if we're talking a couple million, I kinda understand. I'm just joking, but one person who wasn't was the Beckham's former nanny. Abby Gibson, who was the couple's former nanny, revealed to the press the alleged arguments and private relationship information. A 7-page report was actually published by News of the World revealing all of Gibson's allegations surrounding the couple's arguments. One particular morning, she claims to have heard David call Victoria a flipping beach, if you know what I mean. And at the time of this argument, Victoria was 7 months pregnant with their son Cruz and claims David was threatening to split with his wife, but she was pleading with him to try and wait until the birth of their third child. I don't know where they found this nanny, but clearly it was not working out. In 2009, the couple decided to take legal action against their former nanny Gibson, and it was revealed how much she actually got for leaking this information. She received 125,000 euros from the press, but I guess when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes because she was now facing legal issues due to breach of confidence. Well, Beckham's, if you're looking for a nanny, I have zero experience, but I can keep things a secret except from my mom. For number 9, we have Insecurities. Back when this whole nanny situation was going down, Gibson, who was her former nanny, alleged that Victoria was insecure about herself while being pregnant because she was constantly comparing herself to younger women. Don't worry, Victoria, as long as you're not with Leonardo DiCaprio, age is just a number. Victoria also literally aged like fine wine, and it is definitely upsetting to see someone like her not feel confident in herself, especially with all the media attention that constantly puts women against each other, comparing their looks and tearing them apart. Everyone has insecurities, but it definitely doesn't help when someone you once trusted and welcomed into your home like a nanny to be the one sharing with the tabloids about your inner feelings. I mean, just look at Victoria. I can tell you that David has great taste. And for our number 8 spot, we have the 2010 cheating scandal. Back in 2010, TMZ posted an article that was sure to capture the attention of some. Although the title is a little too graphic to share on here, I will try to reword it as the headlines were about David denying his involvement with a woman that some may give money to in exchange of some adult stuff. However, Beckham denied all these claims and even took this case to court. As you should, King. So who did he end up suing? It was revealed Irma Nikki and the publishers of In Touch Weekly who ran the story were the ones to face a heavy $25 million lawsuit. I could work every day for the rest of my life and still not be able to afford that, unless I sell 1 or 2,000 kidneys. Beckham swore under oath he has never had involvement with the so-called business women, and revealed all these claims she had against him, and revealed all the claims she said about him were false. That included involvement with 2 women and numerous claims Nikki made about having spent some special time with David. What makes this hilarious is David even said that he's never met Nikki before. I don't know if this girl dreamt about this or what, but that is one expensive dream. In our number 7 spot, we have resentment. In the docuseries that was recently released on Netflix titled Beckham, Victoria spoke up about the feelings she had towards her husband David during this difficult time in their marriage. And this was actually the first time she publicly spoke about the cheating scandals. After all the scandals, she felt resentment against him but kept all her feelings inside in order to keep supporting his soccer career, as she kept in mind the attention and focus her husband needed at that point. In fact, she internalized all the trauma in order to put her husband and his career before her own mental well-being. She even added by saying this was the hardest time for the couple. Victoria stated, "It was the hardest period because it felt like the world was against us. Here's the thing, we were against each other if I'm being completely honest. As much as you want to ignore the media and fully trust your husband, I'm sure it's difficult to keep your mind from wandering to what ifs, as it is something she was worried about and clearly affecting her mental health." And in our number 6 spot, we have the alleged cheating with an assistant. Now, who would even come out with this story? No one else but their former nanny, Abby Gibson, of course. In 2003, David was pictured leaving a club with a mystery woman in Spain, and that same woman is the one Gibson accused David of cheating with. That was Rebecca Luce, who was their personal assistant. According to Gibson, Victoria has talked to her about her attempts with getting David to admit if anything ever happened between the two and pleaded with him to tell her the truth about Rebecca. Victoria allegedly said, "Just tell me, did it happen?" Which David responded with, "No, it didn't." We all know what happened to this nanny, as she did face legal issues in the upcoming years. Rebecca has even made several media appearances following the scandal and apparently made over 1 million euros for all her interviews about the Beckhams. She has even been on Celebrity Love Island, Extreme Celebrity Detox, and the X Factor Battle of the Stars. You know the meme with the house fire in the background and a kid just smiling in front of it? That's how I picture Rebecca to have felt during this time. We have made it halfway with number 5, which is media pressure. I'm not a celebrity and I feel pressure from the media to look and act a certain way, but Victoria and David are in the eyes of millions, which makes it that much more difficult to escape it. Well, during one of their many cheating scandals, which this time was surrounding their former assistant Rebecca Luce, she claimed to have been involved with David during a 4-month period. This all happened after David switched from playing for Manchester United to Real Madrid in 2003 after signing a 4-year contract with this team. Not only did he transfer teams, but that also meant he had to relocate to Spain while his wife and kids were located in the UK. Once the two were spotted leaving the club, Rebecca went public with these allegations by sharing it with News of the World, which she received 350,000 euros for her tell-all. Oh my gosh, is this a sign to start my own scandal? Because I can finally buy my dog a Halloween outfit. Victoria talked about this time in the docuseries by stating, "Up until Madrid, sometimes it felt like us against everybody else, but we were together, we were connected, we had each other. But when we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad." And in an attempt to work through all these allegations, Victoria relocated to Spain with her children. She described this whole moment by saying it felt like it was an absolute circus. It's really entertaining when the circus comes to town, right? Unless you're in it. It seemed like the two couldn't get away from the press, as people they once let into their homes, like their nanny and assistant, have run with these stories straight towards the media and collected their check because of it. And for number 4, we have intense conflict. It is not often we see celebrities discuss conflict with their partners. Well, if we ever do hear about them, it is through a very public and chaotic way, just like the Tiger Woods cheating scandal that led him to crash his car after his wife chased him out. During the docuseries, the two are able to talk about their past bumps in their relationship without crashing each other's cars. The two discuss the cheating allegations, with David saying there was some horrible stories that was difficult to deal with, and this was after he transferred teams, which they admitted was the first time their relationship was put under that kind of pressure. Victoria opened up about her feelings during this time, and when the interviewer asked if that was the hardest part in their marriage, she responded with 100%. "It was the hardest period for us because it felt like the world was against us, we were against each other, if I'm being completely honest." And before the transfer happened, she believed it felt like them against everybody else, but they were together and were connected. But once David relocated to Spain, it felt like the connection was broken. She added, "When we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either, and that's sad. I can't even begin to tell you how hard it was and how it affected me." For our number 3, we have privacy. Although we talked about the media frenzy earlier, the two explained how bad the situation really was when they lived in Spain. Victoria stated in the docuseries, "It felt like a nightmare. From the minute we opened the door in the morning, the press were there in cars and everywhere we went. We would get followed." The two even admitted they had no idea how they survived all of these issues because it was that intense. Their kids were actually faced with tabloids as well, because during their morning commutes to their primary school, it was blown up into a whole frenzy with people shouting rude comments at their son Brooklyn about his parents. The couple has even shared the difficulties they faced when moving to a new country, as it felt disorienting, as they didn't speak Spanish, which makes it that much harder to adapt. David referred to this by saying, "It felt like we were not losing each other, but drowning." In our number 2 spot, we have mental toll. It is no secret by now, the couple has faced a huge amount of media scrutiny over the years. David recounts seeing his wife Victoria upset all the time because all the attention was very difficult. He said in the docuseries, "But we were fighters, and at the time we needed to fight for each other. We needed to fight for our family. He was visibly hurt as his eyes began to tear up while saying that. David even opened up his emotions about not knowing how to act at work because he wasn't sure if he was supposed to pretend everything was okay, even though he felt physically sick every day at work during this time. In fact, Victoria admitted she resented him at the time before adding, "It was probably, if I'm being honest, the most unhappy I've been in my entire life," which says a lot about what all this press has put people through. Yes, they are celebrities, but people often forget they are human too and deserve every right to their own privacy as you and I. And in our number 1 spot, we have lack of support during pregnancy. Victoria was scheduled to give birth to their son Cruz in 2005, which David said he may not be able to be there because he had a photo shoot with Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce. Girl, if my man said that, I would ask him to carry a baby for 9 months and let me go do the photo shoot. Victoria remembers saying, "Are you kidding me?" to her husband while she was on bed rest about to have their baby. And obviously after these 9 long months, she went into C-section and she woke up not feeling the most beautiful as she recalls waking up the next day and reading tabloid headlines, which read, "What will Posh say?" alongside pictures of her husband David Beckham and the 2 singers Jennifer and Beyonce. Victoria even said, "Let me tell you what Posh would say. Posh was off." Although the couple has gone through so much in their relationship that was always publicized by the press, it is refreshing to see the two discuss their difficult times and was able to make it out there alive. Well, the two are 24 years strong together, and I hope nothing but the best for the two as well as their children. Let me know all your thoughts on today's video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.